Hello, my name is Ahmad Razaniko Akhlagrad. This is the problem first, and it's for algorithms. So I would like to describe my program that I wrote, and according to the professor notes, some resources that professors offer to us, I made this program. So my program contains a data part which has the 12 graphs. So here the data parts, and here my EDA. In EDA we have lots of functions and lots of programs. For instance, I use lines here, and of course point and graph py. So I would like to explain the codes. It will use some import files from here, and the other part will start with distance, and according to my comments, it calculate the distance between point A and point B, and it will be like this. For the other part, I use def graph. It's the function, so it will accept the coordinates with the default value of false, which is going to be indirected. If I use indirected here as a false, when I go to this part, if I use true, it will um, exchange the false part, which is a default value for this part. It's going to be without this true, it's going to be false, and it will be indirected graph. So let me come back here. The other part, it use and G and 1F. This is the main part, which is going to be one file from, for instance, the graph 1. It contains the first part for the coordinates and the second part for the edges. So I will come back here. Here we use points and lines. Here we are reading the coordinates and save it to the points, and here we are reading edges and save it to the lines, and here we will close the file, and then we have one dictionary for the nodes or vertices, and we'll go to the second part. These are, as can be seen, these are the our for loops for the points, and this part it will reading the specific x or y, as can be seen from here. I comment all the parts. So here each p, first it's the points, will go and will how can I say, it will be one, we call it as one vertices. So each part, how can I say, each time that this loop works, we'll have one coordinates for our vertex, and they will save in a vertex. So this part is the second loop, and it's like the previous one, but this one is for the lines, this one for the points, and each graphs needs vertices and edges. With combination of these two, we have one graph. So here we have the we will use these coordinates, and we have one v1 and v2. One of them it's for vertex v1 and the second for vertex v2. And here it will calculate the distances between vertex 1 and vertex 2. And the result will save to the dist. And for this part, all the parameters that calculated will go, which contain vertices and all edges, will save inside the G, and the G will return. We will use the G here. So we have another part. It is parseInts. So it will accept the strings belong to the points. Like this one, when I debug the codes, I have one result. For instance, it will accept one S, which contain parentheses and one comma inside it, and one parenthesis again. So when it accepts that, and we use these parts, we execute these parts. The function execute, to be fair, I need to say that these parentheses and the other things will be like this. Our new t, which will be like this. So according to this part, it will eliminate the parentheses and this comma, and it will eliminate parentheses and use one space instead of using the comma. So right now we have two values. Then here it will split these two values, which belongs to t right now. So it will split these two and put it inside ints. So our ints will return. Here it is a draw graph. So it will contain the parameters of G that we calculate and I explained before. So it will work like this. And the other part, it's gonna draw vertices with the one V. When the V right from the vertices, and it has a point. It is a kind of point. So it will also using the ID. The other part, it's draw edges. So it will use two parameters like this. So each input will contain vertex 1 and vertex 2 all together, and it will stored in one L. So here, as can be seen in our main file, we have at least around 10 and around 10 graphs. So each time we can show only one of them. So I made all of them as a comment except this one. And without this canvas, we cannot see the results. So when I execute the file, it will be like this. And as can be seen, all of them has a direction. So if I use this value and eliminate this value After that, like this, our graph gonna be indirected because of this part, because our default value was false. Thank you so much.